Hello everyone, this is Keqing, the Yuhang of the Liu Keqing. I'm here to teach you how to build me properly in Genshin Impact. Not that I need your help or anything, but since you're so persistent, I guess I'll humor you. First of all, you need to decide what kind of build you want from me. There are two main options, electro or physical. Both have their pros and cons, but I prefer electro because it suits my personality better. Physical is too boring and plain for someone like me. For electro build, you need to focus on increasing my electro damage, crit rate, crit damage, and attack. You also need to use my elemental skill and burst frequently to deal electro damage to enemies. The best weapon for this build is Mist Splitter Reforged, a 5-star sword that boosts my electro damage and crit rate. It also has a passive effect that increases my damage based on the number of elemental reactions I trigger. How convenient. The best artifact set for this build is Thundering Fury, a 4-piece set that increases my electro damage by 15% and reduces the cooldown of my elemental skill by 1 second when I trigger an electro-related reaction. It also increases the damage of those reactions by 40%. How powerful. For physical build, you need to focus on increasing my physical damage, crit rate, crit damage, and attack. You also need to use my normal and charged attacks more often than my elemental skill and burst. The best weapon for this build is Aquila Favonia, another 5-star sword that boosts my physical damage and attack. It also has a passive effect that heals me and deals AoE damage when I take damage. How resilient. The best artifact set for this build is Pale Flame, a 4-piece set that increases my physical damage by 25% and my attack by 9% when I hit an enemy with an elemental skill. It also stacks up to 2 times, so I can get up to 50% physical damage and 18% attack bonus. How impressive. Of course, these are not the only weapons and artifacts you can use for me. There are other options that are decent enough, but not as good as these ones. You can check them out in the links below, but don't expect me to praise them too much. They're just okay. As for my talents, you need to level them up as much as you can. They're all important for me, but if you have to prioritize, I'd say go for my normal attack first, then my elemental burst, then my elemental skill. My normal attack is my main source of damage, especially for physical build. My elemental burst is a powerful AoE attack that deals electro damage and stuns enemies. My elemental skill is a versatile skill that lets me teleport and infuse my attacks with electro. As for my team composition, you need to pair me with characters that can support me and trigger elemental reactions with me. For electro build, I recommend using Dendro characters like Nahida or Kalei. They can apply Dendro status on enemies, which I can then trigger Aggravate with Electro. Aggravate is a new reaction that deals massive damage. For physical build, I recommend using cryo characters like Ganyu or Ayaka. They can apply cryo status on enemies, which I can then trigger Superconduct with Electro. Superconduct is an old reaction that deals AoE damage and reduces enemy physical resistance. You can also use other characters that can buff me or debuff enemies, like Bennett or Zhongli. But don't get too attached to them. They're just there to make me look good. And that's it for this video. I hope you learned something useful from me. Not that I care what you do with it or anything. It's not like I'm doing this for you or anything. I'm just doing this for myself, because I'm the best character in Genshin Impact, and I deserve the best build possible. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. But don't expect me to reply to them or anything. I have better things to do than talk to you. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.